Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Schnitzer Master Agency Huddle. We've got our lovely guest, Angelica Trenkle, with us. Cannot wait to hear from you. Can't wait to share some stories. And we're gonna get into some announcements real quick. Before we do that, is there anyone brand new on the call? Before I scoot through this, anyone brand new that wants to say hi?
Right here, James Chambers out of
What's up,
Springfield,
James
Missouri.
Chambers?
How you doing, sir?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Happy Valentine's Day.
Come on, man. Let's go. You said you're from
I'm
Missouri?
from Missouri in Springfield.
Awesome. Remind me who you're direct to.
Bob Greenwood.
Sweet. Welcome, man. Let's do this. Who else is new today?
I'm
Lorenzo?
Terry
also
gets
new.
Terry gets
Lorenzo.
to
Oh
go.
shoot. Oh, hello. I'm also new.
Hey,
Good
welcome.
to meet you guys.
We have a new one.
Glad to be here.
Where are you from?
Wisconsin, Madison.
Wisconsin. That's right. That's right.
Yep.
And who
Yep.
you direct to?
Wilbur.
Let's go, man. Come on.
Yep.
Excited for you. You licensed yet?
Halfway. I mean, halfway through the course. But
All
I'm
right,
I'm
let's
pushing
get it.
through
Let's
it.
get
Yep.
it, man. Let's
Yep.
go. Terry,
Yep.
what about you?
Hey, good morning. Well, good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
It's my first time on this particular call.
Welcome.
My director is Wilbur Smith,
Nice. Great team to be on.
and I'm in Detroit, Michigan.
All right, cool. There we go. There we go, man. You licensed yet?
Oh yeah, I'm licensed. Yeah, I'm actually going through the courses. I started to get some appointments. They're finally coming through now. I filled out all the applications, so I got one from Foresters, and so they should. The Wilbur said they should all kind of come in at the same time. So I did them all the same day. So.
Oh man, it's on now. Welcome to the best agency at Symmetry. Sorry, Angel. Terry
I was
landed.
gonna say, whoa, 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 whoa.
Always forget when we have a guest on. I don't want to be biased, but we're pretty awesome. All right, cool. Anyone else brand new?
We got one more.
Yeah?
I'm here for the ride, so.
She's
All
no,
right, let's go,
she's
McKenna.
coming
Come on.
in. Tell them about yourself.
Oh. My name is McKenna. I'm Rod's wife here. Rod's been with Symmetry for a little while now.
About you.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm getting there. But yeah, so I'm currently a real estate agent, but I'm really, really, really very annoying. So I'm thinking about doing insurance. So that's something about me.
I heard you want to get paid a little faster than you do in real estate. Is that true?
For sure. The thing with real estate is it's such a long game and I don't have patience. But I do love real estate. I think real estate investing everybody should get into for sure. And I will, still be a real estate agent, but yeah, something quicker would be nice.
All right, put a one in the comments if you think Rod and McKenna should partner up and take this thing to the moon together. Put a one in the comments. All right, you got some.
McKenna, I'm just going to tell you,
here.
coming from a couple that works this business together, I came in and figured it all out and then taught Scott everything he knows. So Rod's
That
doing
is
really
true.
well, but you're going to come in and you're just going to surpass him. And then you guys are going to grow a big, fat, juicy agency together and it's going to be great.
I came in and Kate gave me the cheat codes. She's like, "Look, dude, you have to triple dial." I'm like, "No, don't make me do that. I don't want to triple dial." All right, now we're here. Who else is new?
Oh, right here. Lael from Ohio.
Leo, let's go. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. And you're on the Helms team, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. We're happy to have you. Is anybody else new? I'm gonna go once, go twice. We'll take one more. Anybody? Team wants to meet you. All right, let's do some leaderboards, Kate. Let's get after it. Angel, thanks for hanging out for announcements. We'll try to keep it to like 15 minutes on this. Is that cool with you?
You're good. Let's hear it.
Cool, let's go. How do I present? How do I work this thing?
Present. Yep.
There we go. All right, it's February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Go out and kiss somebody. Important calls of the week. If you're new here, these are the calls that we would highly recommend you plug into. These are the ones that are non-negotiables for Kate and I. Every single week, I'm finding value in these calls. So I shared the cheat codes with you guys as much as I can. These are the good ones to be on. I know Angel it wants to be a 1:30 and she doesn't miss a national call. Am I right? So we always be in on national call on Wednesdays, deep dive with the sales experts on Thursdays, and then you're on the Friday Schnitzer Master Agency call right now. But one that I really want to keep highlighting is our casework call. It's so helpful. It's so helpful. Bob Granzer does a great job running that. I've seen Bert in there helping out. I've seen other leaders on the team in there helping out. What I really love about that call is he doesn't just tell you which carrier to go with. He's going to teach you how to fish. He's going to show you where to find the things that you need. So like if you're brand new to casework and you're starting to set appointments, that is the best learning call to be on. Um, Team call on Mondays and accountability group we do every single morning at 8 a.m. Central. That's a great call. Angel, I heard you guys potentially might be coming on board with us there. Is that a rumor or a fact?
Yeah, definitely. It's very early for those of us, me on the Pacific Coast, but I did say that I would go to the gym at 5 a.m. so that way I could be ready for that call at 6 a.m. because I do not want to miss any of that. So,
Love
yes.
it. Yeah. We've got several people on the West Coast that go to that call. Bert Wright, it was pitch black in his car this morning as he's like logging in. Nadia plugs in at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m., whatever time it is over there. So the sacrifice is worth it. It's a great call. But you guys can find all of that on our master agency link. Great calls to plug into weekly to grow yourself here. State of the Union is coming up next Wednesday. Don't miss that one. The founders have put like a lot of energy into this call. This is where they lay out like where the company's going in the next year or two. This is where they talk about new things that they're introducing or things that they're doubling down on in the business. So if you want to see where Symmetry is going, what they're focused on this year, this is a good one to be on. All right, live dials. Live dials. Wilbur, you want to help me out?
Yeah, what do we need to do?
I know they don't want to hear from me for 15 minutes, so how about you help me out?
We
We'll
don't
go
need to
back
share
and forth.
we don't need to share the screen or do any of that. It's just, and I'm not on there right now. I'll get on there. I don't miss. But if you're here and you need coaching, you should get on there if you're new. If you're old or you think you have experience or skill, like the new people need to hear from you. So, and it's part of our culture and it helps get momentum going and it forms a little bit of camaraderie because you get to hear people new or old. So just like get on there. If you're in the workroom and you're like, no, you're going to be in there for that hour or two, just do it. I know rumor has it, I've heard other agencies like there's like a wait list to get on theirs, right? Like I've heard of that. So ours, we got a lot of blanks. Shout out to the veterans like Sarah, Scott, Giovanna. I can only see so many people, but like just sign up.
Yep, get on there if you need coaching or if you want to help be an example for other new agents. That's why I plug in there now. I mean, if I've got 5 people that want to hear me dial, it's easier to do it in there than just to do it one-on-one. So
And
good
from our
learning.
accountability group, I think Travis Sands signed up for the first time. Maybe it was first, second, third, doesn't matter. It was newer on the sign up sheet and booked an appointment on live dials and closed 2 applications, right? So would that have happened if he wasn't live dialing? I don't know.
I don't know if you're like me, Wilbur, but I stay on my P's and Q's on my script a little bit more when I'm live dialing. So it usually ends up being better for my clients.
Got to be a showman.
Yep. All right. Here's the month of February. Stay unmuted, Wilbur. You're helping me out with the rest of these. Here's the rest of the month. We're at the 14th now. Last day to issue business is Friday, 2/28. That's also the last day to submit business. We always want you guys to know where you're at for promotions. And the symmetry months are a little bit different than calendar months. This month it ends up being pretty on par. But last Friday of the month is always the last day of the month here at Symmetry. So we always point that out for you guys. So if you're running for a promotion, you guys can see here, you got till 2/28 to get everything issued. Let's go. Wilbur, go ahead and take this one.
Oh my goodness gracious.
We're going every other.
Yeah. They're workshops, obviously, as we can see. This is for more leadership and personal development. I think Brian Williamson does this. It doesn't say that on here. But it's to figure out basically who you are and discover what type of leader you can be and where you can find your kind of zone of genius in that category. We're all here to grow. I've had 2 conversations today about that. And if you're not working on that self-growth aspect, it's going to be kind of difficult to hang here. So get involved. If you need a bump and something to like get you outside of your comfort zone and commit to, it's probably a good idea to hop on one of these.
Yeah.
I want to highlight, babe. that top one, you only register for one of them. That was something Brian Williamson wanted to make pretty clear, because they were having multiple registrations. If you go back. And then also special highlight, to our team leaders and above. If you are a team leader, I want you guys to go ahead and sign up for the Friday, March 21st. You guys have heard about Key Leader Academy, AOA, Agency Owner Academy. They now have something for the team leaders, but it's only one date. So highly recommend making this a priority. You can find it on HQ and register for it. But team leaders, you guys will have something separate to add on to your calendar as well here.
Yeah, that's a good one. Angel, have you done the Discover Your Personality type training?
Do you want me to lie or tell the truth?
Have you done it yet? Will you be
No,
there?
I haven't.
Okay. I was just seeing if you'd done it, if you
I
give
didn't know if
me.
it was a quiz or not. I'm just
I've
kidding.
I've done it. It was good. I've done it.
Yeah, okay.
I recommend it for you. Found out who you
Awesome.
are. It was nice knowing Kate's personality type and her voices, her leadership voices, because we're completely opposites. I'm
Yeah, Craig
connector
and I
creative.
too.
I'm connector creative. She's guardian pioneer. We've got some different things competing against each other there, so it was cool to understand our leadership voices. Yeah. All right, Engage National Conference. We'll talk about this every single week. You can go on and get your tickets. We're not doing owners packs this year, so you guys can use the QR code to go get your tickets. Start planning ahead. Everyone goes, so it's good to get that knocked out of the
And
way
guys,
early.
they have payment plans, like literally down to $20 a month. So if in the past it's been like an excuse or an easy out because you can't financially afford it, take advantage of the payment plan. Conference single-handedly changed the trajectory of mine and Scott's business. Absolutely no doubt about that. This is a priority for sure if you want to plant your flag here and grow here and get to the top.
Absolutely. All right, shout outs from the national call.
Go ahead, Wilbur, take this one.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward shouting yourself out.
Man, yeah. Well, you already did. Scott, Scott, yep. Okay, right on. Look at that. Bob,
Bob
man,
Granzard, let's go.
a dog at number one for the AO,
Come
39.5.
on, man.
Yes, sir.
That's a big one, Bob. Seriously, man, that's a big one.
Yeah.
This is the first time is number one on the agency owner board. You'll remember that one.
Mm.
Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. All right, let's go on to the next one here. We had Venus Diaz, number one agency director producer for the week. Come on, Venus. I don't see her on screen today, but
He
great
said,
job, girl.
"Hey, I've been doing consistent 5K weeks. Now I'll drop a 10 as soon as the competition ends."
Yeah, that's good. Now she's going to do consistent 10K weeks. Look at
Yep.
this. Anthony Rouser, number 10 new rider. That's great, man. Come on. Keep plugging.
Anthony's at like 7,000 for the month, and it's his very first 30 days here. So
That's
cool.
incredible. That's incredible. Come on. Don, you got a shining star there, Don. Come on. All right, national call shout out for Rod. Rod Sevilla, Fort Lauderdale. We got affordable underwriter, aka Lightning Rod, aka Rico Suave. Man, I'm proud of you. Keep going. You'll be on that board a bunch. All right, this week's new riders. Congrats to Jeff Gray. I'm not sure if I've seen Jeff Gray on this call yet, but had a great game plan call with him yesterday. And congrats to Timothy Brazel. Man, that is a strong looking picture there, man. That is dapper. And we're super proud of you. Great job on your first app. 5K by Friday. I think we just had one person on this board this week, you guys.
And of course it's
The
Bob
part-timer.
Greenwood. Who else would it be?
The part-timer coming in. He's like a part-time full-timer though. The guy works like two full-time jobs. He's incredible. Awesome job, Bob Greenwood. Great work. A little bit of month-to-date stats. We'll go through at least the top six. Give respect where respect is due. Bob Greenwood is at 82.58 for the month for 4 apps. Teresa Kelly, 97.24 for 6 apps. Lightning Rod, 11.859 for 9 apps. Sarah Hadley, 12.399 for the month so far, 8 apps with a sick house, bunch of kids running around with snotty noses that need her attention, and she's still making it happen. Let's go. Good job, Sarah. Venus Diaz, excellent as always, 12.763, 5 apps. Eleanor McNamara, 13,802, 7 apps. Great job, top producers for the month. We're excited to see how things shake out on the top producer board. Let's see how things are going with builders. Kate, go ahead.
All right, if Liam starts screaming, sorry guys. So if you are newer to this call and you're like, what is this? This is road to ownership. So you have an opportunity here to own your entire business. Scott and I are agency owners, Bob's an agency owner, Angel's an agency owner. We have signed paperwork to own our business. We can leave it to Liam, we can leave it to our kids, we can sell it, we can will it, we can do whatever we want with it because we have ownership over it. But to get there, you have to meet certain levels of leadership and certain metrics. So the people on this board have written an app and have a writer on their team under them. So you need to be a writer with a writer to make it on this board. And this is where we stand for February month to date road to ownership. So I'm going to just shout out names just for the sake of time so we have enough time with Angel here. But huge congratulations, guys. This is a huge effort. And there goes our son. All right. Team Fritch, Joe Fritch and his team. All right, Wilbur, take it over. He's screaming. Thank you.
Okay. James Bradford, Babin, Hooks, Salatis, Kelly, Greenwood, Hadley, Goldsmith, Helms, Neal, and me. Nailed it.
So great, Wilbur Smith. Man,
Nailed
what
that.
are you guys running after right now? What you guys shooting for?
Our team or everybody?
Yeah, I see you kind of creeping up there. What you guys running after?
We're going for key leader month 1.
Okay, let's go. We're all supporting you, man. Great job for everyone building. Ownership is a cool thing. It's not the end result. It's kind of like a step along the way here. But at least you own your business forever, right? You can do all those things Kate just mentioned. You can sell it. You can leave it to the kids, leave it to a beneficiary, all the good things about ownership. How to get to ownership. These are the 4 pillars you need to focus on. This is a new slide this week. So if you haven't seen this one, take a picture of it. Okay. These are like the core values for agency owner in the making. All right. So if you're on that previous board and you want to grow a big business here, personal production is so important. 5K weeks minimum on your own pen, right? Just like Jim Larson always says, pay your bills on your own pen and your overrides and grow your business can pay to grow the business, right? Pay all your bills on your own pen, 5K weeks. Recruiting, onboarding 5 recruits a week. How do you get new recruits? You can do job ads. You can invite people in warm market. However you want to do it, we support it. Personal development, learning through books and podcasts, attending corporate events, attending the conference calls, plugging into Slack, plugging into the virtual office, all those things, personal development, reading books, going to boot camps, going to conference, all those things count. And then agency development would be training, relationship building, training in groups, build relationships individually, and work with people who are working the business. There are good associations in this business, and there are not helpful associations in this business. Angel, you're a good association in this business. When I get around you, I learn things. When I get around you, I ask a lot of questions. You can call me out if I'm lying. I typically have an entire page full of questions though when I get around you. So, and those associations are important. The associations that are not important are the ones where you call them and they're like, yeah, I just got a bad lead too. Let's stop dialing for the day, right? So good associations in this business will take you to the next level. Who you get around determines where you go. These are the important things.
Guys, these 4 pillars of building a successful agency are something that the founders discuss with all of the AOs on our AO mastermind call each Wednesday. And I put that as our last slide here because it's something we want to focus on, knowing that we have a lot of people that want to build an agency here and want you to really have in the forefront. What are the 4 pillars to build a successful agency? You just saw them. I'll post them in Slack again so you have them. But I put it as one of our last slides as a great transition into our conversation with Angel, because Angel does those 4 pillars exceptionally well. So well. So I know Scott's going to have a handful of questions, kind of walk through with her. I'm gonna sign off here. I'm gonna be here, but I'm gonna mute because of our son now. But Angel, thank you for being here. Thank you for just being an example. Those 4 pillars, I think you represent so well. You represent Symmetry well. You represent the business and the agency that you and Craig are building well. And I'm excited for our team to hear from you. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Those are awesome leaderboards. That's exciting. Congrats, you guys.
Yeah, congrats to everyone on the screen. I want to go through a little bit about your story, but tell everyone like what level of leadership are you at, what contract level, build some hood credit for yourself. What's your team doing this year? Let people know where you are at.
Okay. Where do you want me to start? Like background, how I got here kind of thing?
Yeah, and then let them know where your team's at now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so for those that don't know, I am Director Craig McManaman, so I'll start there. I feel like that's a name you should know, because he is leading the way here, and I'm very, very honored to be able to kind of ride his coattails, not only just in life and doing life with him, but doing this business together with him too. So I'm very lucky to be able to do this with him. Prior to Symmetry, I was a pharmacy technician. I did that for about 4 years. I didn't really hate it, but I was not fulfilled. Like at the end of the day, like my cup wasn't filled. It just was super draining. I didn't have any connections with people, like patients. I ran a really cool robot. Her name was Janet, and I did pill packaging basically. So it was just me and my earbuds all day long. And so it was exhausting. So I knew that I needed to do something different because I do like relationships and I like, connecting with people and making an impact. And I didn't really feel like I was doing that with what I was currently doing at the pharmacy. So then I decided to get into nursing because I knew that I could make an impact and I could serve people and have connections and relationships, and just take care of people. And it's diverse. So I was thinking like my mindset then was like I didn't want to be a pharmacist. Like they all seemed very miserable. So that was like the only way I could move up in the pharmacy industry. And I did not want that. So like in nursing, I was like, well, I could be a school nurse or I could work at a cancer clinic or kidney dialysis, like lots of things that I feel like I could do with nursing. So I liked the idea of how diverse it was. So I did the 2 years of prereqs. That's what I was gonna do. And Craig started this business in 2022, April, and we started dating about February of 2022. And he used to like tell me, like, you're gonna sell insurance, you're gonna do this. And I was very like not saying it like that. Like he was more like encouraging, like come do this with me. It was more like me like saying like, no, I'm going to be a nurse. Like I did not want to sell insurance. I'm like, that does not sound fun. That does not sound appealing. Like I don't know how to sell anything. Never done it before. And so he kind of just was, what happened was he was at national conference in August of 2022 and he called me and he's like, babe, you got to do this business. And he was all fired up. And I was just like, okay. So I did get into pre-licensing in August of 2022. It did take me 3 months to do it. Taking care of kids, working full-time at the pharmacy and being a full-time student. It wasn't really a priority. I regret not getting it done sooner. That's for sure. Anyways, got licensed in November of 2022. I did quit the pharmacy. Well, I shouldn't say quit. I had them put me on as per diem, which basically means as needed. Because I needed a security blanket. I was afraid, like, if I fail at this, like, I need something to fall back on. So I was too afraid to like cut ties totally, not gonna lie. And so anyways, I went per diem. I started dialing for Craig at the end of 2022. So October, November, December, I was his dialer. So I got a lot of experience on the phones from that. I'm very thankful for that. And then I didn't really love working for my significant other. So I decided like, okay, it's time to just do this on my own. Like I feel like I can do this. So then January 2023, I got an SLO and I accidentally ordered too many. It was like 20 a week and I was like overwhelmed and my bank account only had $121 in there and I was like, how the heck did I get myself in this position where I just spent this much money on leads? I have rent coming up. Like I was really stressed out. I was about to go back to the pharmacy for sure. Anyways, I made my first sale January 5th on my very first appointment, sweated my whole way through it. I think I blacked out a little bit too. It was super exciting. But ever since then, it's just kind of been history. I came here just to be a producer. Like I just wanted to make $3,500 to $5,000 a month because let me back up a little. Like I came here so I could have flexibility for nursing school. Like I didn't really have the mindset that I was going to do this for forever. Like it was just something to help me get through nursing school where, I had to quit the pharmacy and I didn't want to rely on student loans and, be in a massive amount of debt. So that was my mindset January, February, March. nursing school was going to start in April. So I had 3 months to figure this out and just get like a handle on it. So that way, come nursing school, like it's flexible, I can make a sale and pay my bills. So that was the mindset 3 months into the business. And what I did the first 3 months in the business, I was shocked that I actually did that. It was putting 10, 17K in my bank account. I think my bank account I had in January, I think it was like 7K, and then February it was like 12, and then March was one of my biggest months, and I had $17,000 of deposits put into my account. And not only that, because it's not just about like the deposits, but I have a young daughter, and just being able to be home with her during that time, and just like the flexibility and freedom that I had, I was like, there's no way that I am going to go work at a hospital, wipe butts, clean up puke, whatever it was going to be, for the like to sacrifice or, in exchange. So, and to have to like work on holidays and weekends. And I just, that was kind of that moment where I was like, I like this. Like, I don't want to go anywhere. Like, we're going to do things bigger and better. Like, what's next? And so then that's when I started building. April, May is when I decided to start getting people on my team. So, uh, I was still a heavy producer all of 2023. I don't remember what my numbers are. I'm really bad at numbers, so I hope you don't ask me about that, Scott. Um, like I don't track things very well. I have Craig for that. He's a mathlete and he helps me with that. So yeah, started building April, May, and became agency owner I hit my qualifying month, my third month in November. And so then we were announced agency owner in December. So yeah, that's kind of like the first year in the business, kind of what that looked like. I guess I hit agency owner in 11 months. I believe I was at 110 contract level, maybe 105 at that point. And then now I'm at 120% contract. And I've just been here just a little over 2 years. So it happened quite quickly. I did hit month one of 125. I'm real nervous for this month. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just trying to catch up to the schnitzers. Um, no, we're gonna hit 130 together. How about that? No, you guys
That's
will probably
right.
hit it before I do.
You
But
see how the calls go whenever I call you, Angel? I have a full list of questions and I'm taking notes like crazy and I'm trying to steal stuff from you so that I can like actually have a chance to win here in this business. I do that with a
oh,
lot of people though. Like that's what association's all about. I've done that to Craig hundreds of times. I'm just like, dude, I got a pen out. Please tell me what you're doing for this. With you, it was like you have such an incredible way of getting people activated and getting like your new riders finding consistent riding patterns. And it's because of what you did early on, what you're able to show them. So speak a little like this call, the premise, just so you guys know, I asked Angel to talk about her producing journey that turned into her building journey. I wanted her to talk about profitability and engagement. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat. I'm constantly looking at the chat. I want you guys to get your questions answered. Because if you just heard, Angel produced for 4 months, put 17 grand in her bank account in the first month or first 2 months.
that was just for March.
That was just for March, and you started in January, kind of,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Started getting your license in January. Okay,
I got
so
licensed in November. January was like I had a lot of leads to call, and I only had $120 in my bank account. So my back was against the wall. Like I needed to do
that's when you took the leap and bought a bunch of leads, and you were able to make things happen. Okay, so from January, about 4 months in, she's like, I want to build an agency. All right. And then 7 months later, she hits AO, then hits 110, and she's at a 120% now. That hasn't been very much time. Angel, what you've done is incredible. The founders had you on the national call a couple months back. It was the right call because everyone needed to hear your story of like, look, I don't have the background of sales. I come from a pharmacy tech slash nursing background. Got a kid at home, got a lot going on in life. I just want to provide a better lifestyle for my family and be able to stay home. And this is what I ended up doing. I put in an SLO and I sent it. Okay. So talk us through the producing and what ended up turning into the building journey. and just tell some stories about how the first few months went and what these folks can like take home and say like, well, maybe that's where I'm at right now and what I need to do.
Yeah. When it came to producing, I mean, I looked up to my mentor, Craig, a lot. And Chris Leak also, Craig's direct to Chris Leak. Well, he was then. Um, and so I leaned a lot, on my mentors, like when I needed help. And we have Chris Leak training. And so I got into the Chris Leak training. I believe that that's what had helped excel me significantly is studying the Chris Leak mortgage protection mastery course. That was all that I really produced is mortgage protection. So I think that helped a lot. Really just getting obsessed with it. Um, I just put in a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. Like I put in a lot of hours and I made a promise to myself that I'm gonna put my head down and blinders on and I'm gonna work my butt off for a few years because one day I don't want to work so hard. Um,
Mm.
and so I did that. Friends would ask me to come hang out and, even like family events, stuff like that. And I was like, sorry, I gotta work. Like they were disappointed, they were kind of upset that I was bailing on them. But again, like I needed to make this work and I wanted it to work. So, yeah, the first year was I would be at my desk until 11 o'clock at night, case prepping because during revenue generating hours, I'm on the phones and I'm running appointments only. I am not case prepping during the day. So I would, Sierra and I hope you guys know Sierra Simons, Sierra Smith as well. She's my running buddy. She's also helped me a lot through this journey. But her and I, we each had our sale on the same day. So it's kind of funny. We weren't running buddies then until like April, May. She just like slid in my DM. She's like, hey, you're my running buddy. So I was like, okay. So get a running buddy too. And oh man, where was I going? Oh, we would sit in the live dial room. Literally, it would be me and her from 9 o'clock till 11 o'clock at night reading agent guides because we didn't have an underwriting cheat sheet or we didn't have like matrices that like helped us. So like we were literally reading agent guides trying to figure out like how are we going to get our client approved for this or like what are we going to do. So we spent a lot of time case prepping, which I got really good at. But again, the key here is like do it later at night, feed your kids, get them to bed, whatever it may be. I think that helped a lot with my success. I see it in some of my agents now where they're doing this like during business hours, and I have to like tell them like, hey, like just save an hour at the end of the night. Like I promise you, like you can do so much in an hour, like during the day of like dialing leads and setting appointments. Like you need appointments on your schedule. It's the currency of this business. Um,
Ooh,
so
that's
yeah.
good. I want to go back
Um,
to our team is going to absolutely love you. And this is why I had you on this call.
yeah,
And Angel will tell you guys before we leave how you guys can reach out to her and follow up with her if you
yeah,
guys want to follow along with her journey. But I absolutely love your journey because you basically sat down like month one and you're like, look, I know that I know that this is going to take some work. I know that this is going to take some long hours. I'm going to pour into this. I don't care what happens, like the highs and lows that come along with it, the struggle that comes along with it. Like I'm going to give myself a couple years. I don't know what your number was, but I told Kate I was like I am not bringing my head up for breathing air until 3 years from now. I'm going to go absolutely as hard as I can. I'm going to go berserk for 3 years.
yeah,
After that, I'll get some more consistency back in my life and start doing some other things. But that was it. I was like, if I can put in 3 years and build a passive income up to X amount, we have a number that we always talk about, Kate and I. Then I can just pour into the team and be a good coach and not have to produce anymore as heavy. But that was the vision that we caught on to early on, Angel. So we're
yeah,
very similar in that.
yeah.
Love
3 to 4
helping families
years.
out with life insurance. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely love it. I can go toe to toe with the best in selling, but unless it's Venus Diaz, I can't keep up with her. I can go toe to toe with you, Angel. We can go back and forth. We can
Yeah.
compete.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I've been out of
But
the
it was
field
three
since
years.
August. I haven't sold a policy other than somebody reaching out to me while I was at Disney World in October. So I did put in an SLO a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, do I still got it? Like I am struggling. I feel like I'm brand new again, trying to learn how to produce again. So I don't know.
That's okay, so let's hang out on that for a second. Then I got a couple questions from the comments here. So
Yeah,
you start full time really in January
January,
2023, and by the end of 2024, August, not even the end, your income is fully passive.
all passive. Yeah.
Okay, so we had a question in the comments here. What was your high and low of being a producer? So talk to me about like worst month commission, best month commission while you were producing and building. And then yeah, speak to us a little bit about that. We like transparency in numbers.
Yeah, August 2023. So that would have been 8 months in. I was negative. I was like negative $1,200. And I was struggling. I was like, I need to find something different. Like, I can't do this. Like, this isn't what I thought it was gonna be. And like at this point, like I'm building a team. It it was a low because going from like the beginning of the year where I'm making, I would say consistently between like 6 and 12K a month. That's, and I shouldn't say making, that's like more deposits. It's probably more like 5 to like 8K is what I was netting. And then going to a negative month, I wanted to quit. I would cry to Sierra, I would cry to Craig, and I would lay in my bed like just depressed, like trying to figure out like what am I gonna do. Sierra and I, we have this like kind of like toxic motivation that we do with each other. And it kind of keeps us motivated. And you have to make sure that this is like consensual if you're gonna do this with somebody. But she basically would like, I would tell her like, hey girl, like if you don't go dial, like your husband's gonna leave you. So I'm not saying you should do this. It worked for her and I. So she would give me toxic motivation. Like, you can go lay in bed for one day, but if you don't get your butt back to your desk tomorrow, like, your agency is gonna fall apart or like just whatever it may be. I can't remember, but yeah, it helps if that's what you're into. But there was some lows, like there really was. Like there was a lot of times like where I would just like I would kind of ignore Craig because like I knew what he was gonna tell me and I just didn't want to hear it. Like I wanted just someone to cry to, so I would call Sierra instead. But yeah, so there's some lows. It was mostly just because like I would have a bad week or like I sat with 12 people and I didn't make any sales. It's just like what's wrong with me? And um a lot of it during that time, like those lows, I went through a lot of personal development. Like I just felt like a fraud because for the first few months of the business, like I was awesome. Like I felt like why can't I be like how I was when I first started? Like I had this like fraud mentality.
Plays mind games with you when
Yeah.
you know,
Yes, it
yeah.
does. It really, really does. And so I did do a lot of personal development. I did some coaching. I did some Finney Up coaching. I don't know if you guys heard of Finney Up, but I really liked his coaching. It helped me a lot with like my affirmations and like my vision and stuff like that. So being able to keep my affirmations, something that I did, I think you guys should do that I tell a lot of people. I think affirmations is very important to speak positively into yourself. And I struggled with it. I still do. Like, if I tell Craig I suck at this, like, he's like, don't say that. And I'm like, I know I shouldn't say it. So, what Finney suggested is get a piece of paper and write down your affirmations. I did affirmations on one side, I did gratitude on the other side. Put it in a sandwich bag, a Ziploc sandwich bag, and put it in your shower. If it's in a Ziploc, it'll stick to the wall in the shower. And so I'm assuming most people shower every day, maybe every other day. But at some point, I'm sure you're going to be in there. So it's nice just to have it there. So like I would wash my hair and I would say out loud in the shower, like I'm going to be agency owner. At that time, it was by August, which didn't happen. Okay. But I would say that, or like I'm going to produce 5K a week. Or like I'm grateful for my life, grateful for God, grateful for my kids. And so I would just say it every day in the shower. And that's one of my favorite things to still do. And like, those change now. So like now I'm like, I want to be 130 by the end of the year. Or I am an awesome mentor, just say positive things to yourself. So I think you guys should do that because I like it.
All right. Well, I love that about you. Personal development. It definitely looks good on you. You've grown a lot since you've been here and learned a lot of things. Like you're not the same person that you were when you started. I think that's what you just identified to everybody is that you needed to grow in order to be a different person in order to grow your lid. and
Yep.
your lid has grown immensely. Now there's 100 people that plug into you every single week. You're a larger battery now, as Danny says, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now you got to talk about the high month. You just talked about the low month.
The high month, yeah. I mean, March 2023. I mean, as far as like producing months, like that was my highest month. I did 32 submit. I don't remember what my net place was. I wanted to do month one of Elite Producer, and I think that I net placed like 27 or 28. So it stung a little bit.
Close.
Yeah, it stung. And that's okay. But that's like my favorite month. I actually took a week off that month. My dad owns a flooring store, so we actually went to Nashville that month for a week, and him and I hung out in Nashville. I did work from Nashville. That was something that was, I made a commitment to myself. My dad would go to his boring flooring breakout rooms, and he would do that, and I would sit in the hotel room and I'm dialing, setting appointments. I had Lighthouse leads at that time, so I'm like gambling as I'm like texting clients. Oh no, that was in Vegas. Never mind. That was a different flooring one. This one we were on Broadway, but same thing. We did a Las Vegas one last year for flooring, and
I
I was
love
just
it.
working Lighthouse leads. So that I feel like just showed me a lot like what this business can do is that I have freedom. I don't have to ask a boss that I need to take a week off because my dad invited me to a father's daughter trip. So I loved that. And I was still able to work my business because we're remote. And then, only working 3 weeks out of, being at my desk, I guess, for 3 weeks out of the month and like having the income that I had, I was like, this is awesome. I think that was like where I finally realized, like, okay, I'm not going to nursing school. Like, we're gonna quit nursing school. So yeah, that
Did
was
you
probably.
did you ever think when you were working your job, plugging in, what'd you call your robot?
Her name's Janet because she would mess up. I'm gonna say a bad word, but I was always say, "Damn it, Janet." So because she would always like, I don't know,
Did you
just
ever think that you'd be there? I mean, be here now where you just poured. Has it even been 2 years? A little bit over 2 years, right?
yeah, yeah. January, beginning of January, on
Two
my
years
own.
and a month?
Yeah,
2 years and a month. You went hard in the paint. You didn't take this lightly. You produced heavily from day one. You did all the training, all the Chris League training. You became a student. You were obsessed. You got into FiniUp coaching. You reached out for personal development. You reached out for mentorship, sorry, and leaned into personal development. You went through some highs and lows. It was like this at first, right? Before you found your rhythm. Went to some months where you're like, I have negative income from this month. What is even happening? And you just became a student and poured in and did you ever think back then when you were yelling damn it Janet that you would make 30 grand as an agency owner and have passive income enough to pay all your bills and be happy and do everything that you want in life? Did you think that you would be here in just 2 years?
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, at that time, I was calling my dad asking for help for rent. I still have an IOU on my refrigerator that says I owe dad, I don't know, I think it's like 4,000 now. Like that's I don't know. I never ever thought that I would be in the position that I am in now, Like I don't know.
You could probably pay dad back, but you just downloaded like six more LinkedIn ads, so you're like, Dad, you're gonna have to like wait a little bit.
I know. I just like slip them 100 every now and then mark it off on my board.
Cool, super awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're proud of you. I mean, dude, in a 2 year plan, a 4 year plan, a 6 year plan, whatever you guys have, if you're listening right now and you're telling yourself, I just want to give this 3 years or 4 years or whatever it is, the return of that is getting to be able to live a life of impact and have time freedom to yourself because Angel travels a lot, guys. She's a very present mom now, and it was probably not like that the first year while you were trying to figure this out. It was probably a
The
lot of
mom
late
guilt, that
nights.
was some of my lows too, was the mom guilt. Like I would have moments of like I don't know, even know how to explain it. Like my daughter would want to like hang out with me and like help her with this. And I'm like, sis, I got appointments, I have clients, like I gotta text this person back. Like, like I constantly just felt like I was disappointing her. Um, but then like I would remind myself, like one day, like she may not even know. I mean, she's young, she's 7 now, but like one day it's gonna be worth it, right? And like one day, like she may realize, like, wow, mom did like sacrifice some of her time with me, you know, to be able to build this business so we can have a better life. So yeah, that
Yeah.
was some of my lows for sure, was the mom guilt.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I got a few questions from the team. You ready?
Okay.
You can rapid fire these. If you don't have a long answer, that's cool. I got a couple for you. If you do have a long answer, just feel free to go in on it. Um, let's see what I want to start with. Let's save the onboarding question second. Sarah Hadley, love your question. I'm going to ask that for sure. What was your lead journey like? What type of leads did you start with? What do you work now? How much, like, be specific. Like, how much were you spending? You know, how many were you getting? What was your strategy for dial days versus appointment days? Like, just walk me through producing journey real quick.
Yeah, for sure. So in the first month, like I made a mistake with my SLO. I accidentally had two, so I'm not going to count that one, but like just consistently for like the 15 months that I was like heavily in the field, I did 15, well, I would say 10 to 15 A leads a week. And then I would buy extras either on Friday night or Saturday morning. If I like had goals, I wouldn't, because I like to dial on Saturdays because people are home. But typically it was between 10 and 15 A leads. So I don't know, they were $55, $60 then. So again, I'm not really good at math, but 10, 15 A leads a week.
That's okay. Mortgage protection, right?
Mortgage protection.
Yeah. So we're
Yes.
talking
Analog
mail in A
lead.
leads. Yeah.
Yep. Analog. I would get those, I would print them out. I went through a lot of paper, but I like to write things down. So I would print them out, and I would dial them. I was on the live dial schedule, Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 to 12 on Mondays, 1 to 3 on Wednesdays, Pacific time. And so those were like my two main dialing days. And then of course Saturdays, but then I would also dial like in between here and there when I could. But those were like my two like non-negotiable days. And so Mondays I'm dialing, I'm setting appointments for Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday I'm dialing, setting appointments for Thursday, Friday. Again, like there'd be evenings in there where, I would, evening dials are good too because people are like home from work. So like I wanted to make sure that I had evening times in there too. And then Saturdays, I would always work until probably 1 or 2 on Saturdays, like dialing from starting like at 10 till 1 or 2, to set appointments for Monday, Tuesday. So that was kind of my strategy, was like dial one day, like we want to keep within that 48 hours, dial Wednesday, keep it within that 48 hours, and then so on. So Monday, Wednesday, Saturdays, I think would be like my biggest dialing days. Triple dial, multiple passes. I was a bulldog with my leads, so like I'm going to text them, call them, leave voicemails until they tell me no. And then when they did, I got to crumple up the lead and throw it. Like that was like very satisfying for me. And yeah, that's kind of how
So
we
recap,
were.
10 to 15 A leads. And did you start with A leads or did you work your way into that? You
I
started as a
started with
dialer
A
for
leads
Craig,
because
right?
I had experience with
Okay.
dialing Craig's CIAs and MIAs. So my story's a little bit different. I didn't have to go through the trenches of bonus leads.
Did Craig ever sell a policy on his own? You can tell us. Was this all you?
I helped him with his AO run. That's why I get to go on all
I'm
the
just
trips
kidding. You
with
don't, you
him.
don't
Like
gotta
I
spill it
earned
all.
it just as much as he did.
Hey, Kate, I would not. I get to host these calls, but everybody on the screen knows that Kate's actually the one running the business here. So you guys
Yeah.
are a good couple, you guys are a great couple and a good support system for each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so 10 to 15 A leads a week, extra on Friday. She would go into opt and get extra on Fridays if she was pushing for a goal. So 10 to 15 A leads probably got her a good return, but if she was shooting for like a contract level promotion or a key leader run or whatever it was, she would buy as many as she needed because she was going to hit that goal. I know Angel, so I know that about her. And then she would actually dial live twice a week to get herself the dial, which I think is a cool rule of thumb. It's like if I'm going to dial, I may as well do it in the virtual office so I can be held accountable by the schedule and be held accountable by the people that I would let down if I didn't show up.
Yeah.
And she heavy dialed on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday to set up appointments for the next 24 hours. I've heard some top producers come on the call and say Friday's a really good day. You mentioned that. I really like Friday evenings from like 2 to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Love my Saturday morning dial sessions. So pretty on par with every guest that we have on every single
Yeah.
Friday.
Fridays
Guys,
were app day. Fridays
yeah.
were like appointment, because people are in a good mood on Fridays. Like, especially like after work, they're probably having like an after work beverage, like they're happy it's the weekend. So Fridays, statistically, like in our agency, they pop off. So we
All
call
right.
app day.
I'm gonna squeeze the most out of this time. Angel, we could hang out for another hour on this call and everyone could ask
Yeah.
questions. But what I want to get in the next 7-ish minutes, you guys, and I do want to make a point. Kate just said this in the comments. Every guest we've had on in 2025 has said the same exact thing that Angel just did. 10 to 15 A leads a week. I'll buy more if I need more. I dial 3 days a week, set up appointments within 24 to 48 hours, and I do more if I need to. And what they mean by need to is the top producers that are consistently producing are always pushing after the next contract level. And so they're dialing until, or they have a 5K week goal like Venus Diaz and she's dialing until, or they have an income goal like Angel did and she's like, I'm gonna dial until I hit my income goal. So it's a dial until mentality. And if I didn't get enough out of my first 10 to 15, I'm just going to buy more, right? So it's a la carte process after that. Your 10 to 15 was an SLO, right? Standing lead order.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So building, walk me through your building journey. I think that let's just go a little bit more narrow focus on this because we could probably talk for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I love Sarah Hadley. She's building a team with us right now. I would love to get her question answered. So she says, "What does your onboarding process look like, and what do you specifically do that you feel has set you apart with helping new riders find their rhythm here?"
Okay. Great question. So like restate the question.
Okay, so bringing new agents in, what does that process look like to
Okay.
help them get consistent? I think we all want consistent riders, right? We don't want someone that comes in, just sells one app, and then they're like, this wasn't for me. Like when we bring someone in and we like them, we want them to do really well here. So
Yeah.
what does it look like for you to get them plugged in and then, consistently finding their rhythm here in production?
Just to
Yeah.
refine that a little bit more, Angel, everybody knows that we kind of piggybacked our onboarding system from you and Craig.
Okay.
But what Sarah is asking is more so like your conversations, how do you get them involved in the culture? What does touch points with new agents look like? Like aside from Bitrix and Agent Accelerator, what are you doing to connect with the agent more?
Yeah. And that's something that I think is one of like my strong suits is like I become their friend. Like I call it warming them up quickly because we do a lot of cold market recruiting as well. So I'm really big on like I want to know how their dog is, their aunt is, like like I want to connect with them because I feel like I want them to be more than just like an APV on a leaderboard. And I want them to know that too. And I think that helps them with feeling seen. It helps them with feeling like understood. And I think that helps them with their business too. So I just call it warming them up quickly. The conversations is, I had some struggles with this. I'm not going to lie when it came to building. Is that I'm a nurturer. I was a bit of and like I would enable them and I would handhold and that burnt me out a ton. And so I had to take a pivot from that and give myself some more boundaries, right? And so now like I just empower them and I guide them, like I don't tell them like where the answers are or anything like that, but I do like to just point them in the right direction. Traffic copying is another way to say it. But I feel like the ones that like have to go and do the work, like go read an agent guide or go call a carrier or go look at the resources trainings that we have, I feel like with them doing being encouraged to go find answers, I think that keeps them here longer and helps them become consistent, rather than just being like, I'm going to call Angel and get an answer. And so I struggled with that a little bit, but I do feel like, they're putting some more time into the business and, they want to make it work. But I don't know if that entirely answers the question. As far as like the conversations, that I have.
I remember back to a coaching call I had with you where I asked you the same question and you were
Answer
like,
the same or different?
no, I mean, I was gonna put one thing in the comments here, but I think it'd be good for Sarah to hear. I asking like getting to know people like what their goals are outside of the agency. Like I love that you would have a notebook for each one of your agents at the beginning of the month. You would write down their APV goal, what commission level they're shooting after, what level of leadership they're shooting after, and then the rest of the conversation you would talk about like goals outside of work, like whether
Yeah.
that be a fitness goal or something that they're shooting for in their family. And like you didn't sugarcoat the follow-ups. Like you just told them what they told you. This is what you commit, this is what you wanted. I'm here
Yeah.
to help you if you need any help with anything, but this is what we wrote down at the beginning of the month. How are we doing so far this month? And you
Yeah.
just constantly put those goals in front of them, which I love because it's like we don't need anything from our agents. That's the wrong mentality to have. Sarah, when you're going a team and what Angel does a really good job at is she wants for them and she shows them that very early on in the relationship. And she's like, look, I'm going to be someone that can be here to help you, but I can never want it more than you. So get really clear with your goals, share those with me. That way I can hold them in front of you when you're having a rough day or during coaching conversations where you feel like you maybe lost sight. I can remind you of what you wanted when you got here.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing too is like where I'm focusing my energy and time. I nurture movement as well. So, Danny Young calls others VDPs. And so that I had to learn through this. I would want it more for the other person. Like, come on, you can do this, you can do this. And so then I did. I had to like kind of like revamp like my leadership style. And so I do like to have them write down their own goals too, and then we talk about it and just remind them at the end of the month like whether or not they hit it or not. I just feel like, yeah, just like Scott said, keep it in front of them, and I think that helps a lot. So
Cool.
yeah.
We got 1 minute left. One thing you want to leave new agents with, give them a word.
Oh man, this is a hard question. I'm just kidding. I don't know, just have some grit. Like this business is not easy. Embrace the imbalance. Like it's gotta feel like we want the work-life balance for new agents. It's gonna be like this, so embrace it. You will get to that point where you can have that work-life balance, but at first it's gonna be offset. So just embrace it, accept it. It won't be like that for forever if you're doing all the right things. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you go through like this season of putting in the work for your business and all of a sudden you wake up someday and we just talked about where Angel's at now. She's not where she wants to be, but being at 120%, having 100% passive income right. You took off since August, you haven't produced 100% passive income right now, giving her some flexibility in her life, enjoying this season of life, right? Traveling a lot and growing your business too. You guys are like consistently on leaderboards for new riders and consistent riders. Just put in the work early on. You can it takes some people 10, 15 years to hit 130. It takes some people 3 years, and it could be very focused work for you to be able to get there, intentional work, and it's not going to be easy early on. I think that's what we learned from Angel, right?
yeah.
Is that she just went through it earlier on so that she didn't have to prolong that season of sacrifice. So we
Yeah,
appreciate
exactly.
you so much. What's one nugget you guys are taking away from Angel today? Drop it in the comments so I can send this to her. Just put one thing in the chat that you guys took away from her call, whether that was grit or consistency or becoming obsessed in the process. We'll send this over to her. She's Craig's
Craig's
ghostwriter
ghostwriter.
for sure. 100%.
Oh man.
Cool. What are you excited about coming up, Angel?
Ignite.
Let's go. See you
I'm
there.
so excited. Yeah.
We got a pretty baller Airbnb, I heard.
Oh, we're gonna have a blast. It's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm leading the workouts in the morning and I'm making
Yep.
everyone eat 7 eggs and steak before they go to Ignite. They're gonna have to eat a lot of protein.
Yeah. No, we're gonna love it. We gotta find a gym nearby for sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So that's
All
my
right.
most excitement right now is Ignite.
We're looking forward to it. For those of you that are going, let's link up when we're there. You guys, very thankful to have Angel on this call. Show her some love. Where can they find you? Where can they follow you? You got an Instagram account?
I have Instagram, AD Trenkle. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Cool. Sounds good.
AD
And hope
Trenkle.
everyone has a great Friday. We're going 2 minutes over. So, hey, let's have a great weekend. Again, thank you, Angel. We're very thankful for your time today.
Awesome. Thanks for
See you
having me.
guys. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.